Hello, hello! Happy Tuesday! This is going to be an efficient pep talk because I had to stop at my grandmother's to pick up some guanqui and visit and say hi, of course. And I'm heading home, which means I'm only about 10, maybe 15 minutes of traffic from home. Maybe faster even. So, this is going to be an efficient, quick, well-managed, timely talk. So today, I was like, what should I talk about in this amount of time? Why not talk about time management? So today we're going to talk about time management and how to do it. Time management. Now, I could explain in depth and in detail all the methods that I use to manage time and all the reasons why you should. And that could take us an hour. But I have taught this lesson before back when I was at camp senior year. Well, not at camp. We went on a men's retreat, me and some people in crew. And being a senior, we were responsible for teaching all the underclassmen. So the lesson I gave was on time management. And it it was really like they needed to hear it type thing. Because none of college students don't know how to manage their lives well, let alone their time. So today, time management. First things first. Here's the facts. There are 168 hours in a week. Typically, our schedules are subdivided by weeks. That's just how we live. Let's see if I can make this turn. Alright. Sorry. Risky turn. So there's 168 hours in a week. In a day, there's 24 hours, give or take, a few seconds. And by a few seconds, it's more so years. Years have give or take a few seconds. But there's 168 hours in a week. The average adult human needs to spend about 58 or 58 and a half hours sleeping in a week. Assuming that you're getting 7.5 hours a day for 7 days a week. Quick maths, I could do the quick maths on that real quick. That's 49 plus, so it's 52 and a half. Yeah, that's the quick math. 52 and a half hours of sleeping. So that leaves you with roughly 115 and a half hours left in your week to go do things to do anything. So from your weekly schedule perspective, and you can negotiate on sleep, but if you listen to my podcast on sleep, you should know at this point that you can't gyp yourself on sleep. If you take away time from sleep, you will have to pay it back in the future. So we're going under the assumption that you are getting the amount of sleep the average person needs for the human body. So you have what I said, like 115 and a half hours, right? Again, this is all quick maths off the dome. I'm being quick because I'm managing my time well. You have to fill your life with that amount of time. And that's all the time you have to fill your life with, week in, week out. So that means you need to prioritize what you do in your week. When I was in college, I was busy. Everyone's busy, but I was really busy. There was a season where I was working 2 jobs while taking 16 credits of aerospace classes, on top of attending 3 community groups, one of which I was leading, on top of church and crew, on top of biking everywhere, and going to the gym, and having to cook, and basically doing normal life human things. On top of maintaining a social life, on top of maintaining a Sabbath for both religious reasons and for practical time management reasons, I had a lot going on. And it got to the point where, and I did this at the start, because I planned out my week, and when you have this much going on, I'm a visual person. I'm more so an auditory person, but visuals help. I made a calendar with all the stuff I had to do in it on the week. And that calendar I broke down by time slot and location, so I could see, like, oh, if I have to be on campus for this job, but I have to do this for, being home and cooking, then I have to leave travel time in. But basically, time management revolves around recognizing your patterns and prioritizing them. So when I went out and marked down every single thing I do in a week, like regularly, from answering emails to getting ready in the morning to getting dressed, doing laundry, going to school, working, like all the social things I did, all the church stuff I did, the Sabbath, the sleep, everything. Eating, drinking, sleeping, pooping. Not really. Well, I did from a numbers perspective, I put like bathroom time, 3 hours or something a week. Because between showering and shaving and using the bathroom, probably adds up to about 3 hours a week. Just all the little things added together. I don't know. But, so I wrote down all this and I assigned how long each one takes. And then you add it all up, and it added up to about 200 hours. So, it was like 190 something, but I was over time. There's 168 hours in a week. I can't spend 190 hours doing things. That's just physically impossible. So I was like, okay, cool. So let me categorize, let me prioritize. So I went through, and I prioritized everything in order of importance and necessity that they need to get done. Just one through, I think there was 29 things on my list of things I do in a week. And then I started going from bottom to the top of like, okay, I guess I don't have to answer emails every day, or that often. Or check my email, I should say. I still did, but that's because I had a scrolling notification. So I life hacked it a bit. Instead of sitting down and going through my emails, I just turned on notifications so I can see when something pops up. If it's important, I read it. If it's not, I ignore it. Just a little thing to cut out time in the day. But I went from bottom to top on this list, and I cut out and cut down on the things that I could, and did what I found was the most beneficial, had the highest priority, and the most useful way to use my time. And the most enjoyable way, too. Like video games wasn't at the bottom. Video games was low, but it might have been like a 19 or like a 14 or something on the list. Like it's something where I don't need to do it, and it's not a big priority, but I do need a break, like every once in a while. So that, and of course, I would have the hours. So it's not like video games 30 hours. It's like video games 3 hours or something throughout the course of a week. In my busy schedule. So, and you go through seasons and you have to readjust. So every semester in college I would redo this and recategorize and reprioritize. And I would also do this after about a week of my schedule. So it wasn't like I planned this out ahead of time. I lived it for a week and then had a feel for what I needed to cut and what I could cut. And also if it was doable or not. So that helped with time management. Just scheduling out your week, recurring it. If you have a stable week, that is. Figuring out what's a priority, where to put it. That is so relieving, so crucial. You have no idea, unless you've done this, you have no idea how relaxing and how useful and just how stress relieving it is to know what you will or should be doing. Like, I like unallocated free time as much as anyone, and I put that on my schedule. I have blocks that say unallocated free time. Like, don't schedule anything else here. That's basically what they're for. And I have those. I plan those out, ironically. But knowing like, oh, it's a Thursday at 2:30 p.m. What do I need to be doing right now? Oh, I have a class that starts in 15 minutes. I need to bike over there. Like, having that unlock and just being able to refer to that at any given point in the day, super useful. Or if you're making plans and you have a bunch of friends, it's a Friday night, you want to plan things out, and you're like, and everyone's trying to decide, hey, when do we want to meet up? Well, you look at your schedule and you say, oh, I finished this thing at 6:30. I'm good anytime after that. Easy. Boom. And a lot of people just juggle all these things in their head. That's perfectly fine too. But it's not as real and it's not as impactful unless you actually schedule it out, you plan it out. So I highly recommend managing your time well, because you only, as we all know, you only have so much time in your life. There's only 168 hours in the week, and out of all that, there's only about 115 and a half that you can use, give or take, for the person. Some people need 6 hours of sleep. Some people need 9 or 10. I'm personally like 7 hours 10 minutes right now, and I'm good. And that number's getting lower and lower as I get older, which I'm very thankful for. I'm very happy about, because it means I can do more life while I'm awake, if that makes sense. I like sleeping too, but I also hate sleeping for other reasons. But yeah, so highly recommend managing your time. I just pulled into the driveway, and I am done talking. That covers it. So thank you for listening. Thanks for tuning in to this pep talk on Tuesday. I was messing around with editing today while I had a free moment at work, and I was putting in noise gates and EQ and track balancers and wave hammers and all the audio settings to try and cut out the car audio, because I've heard enough complaints at this point of like it's distracting, and after listening to some, it is distracting, especially when I have GPS running. It's just too empowering, but I found a way to get rid of that. I'm going to try. If I'm lazy and I don't want to do it, I won't do it, but I'm going to try, because this is low effort, but I think it's a setting where I can just figure out how to do it now, and my phone is always in the same spot when it's recording, and for the most part my car is consistently just as loud as it is normally, with the exception of the last 2 weeks. I have a leak in my exhaust pipe somewhere, and it's really loud, but I should be able to balance out the audio and fix that for y'all. So just hopefully this one's fixed, and the future ones will be, and maybe some of the past ones too at this point, because I do have about a month lag from when I record these to when they get posted. But yeah, so that's just the update on the pep talks. Thanks for listening. Continue to tune in. I don't know what the next one's on, but we'll see. We will see. Goodbye.